Hello, hello, hello. Let me get this off. I think I may have done it. I think we might also be live on Instagram, and I am about to check because I just saw something pop up, and I might have done it this week. We might indeed be on Instagram. So let me check before I get too super excited. If we are live on Instagram. It is quite delayed, but we are live on Instagram.
Oh,
I did it. I did it. Listen, last week was a disaster. Twins, you can see it, right? We are there.
we there.
Listen, we are back where it all began, and I am praying to the gods that we can get the viewership of the females because I know it's been lacking because I ain't got none here on YouTube. So I am praying the women will come back through Instagram. But thank you, everybody here. You can see that Twins is back.
I'm here, y'all. I'm here in the flesh.
Last week I'm struggling. Thank you, God, for Mr. Mister. If he comes back on, I got to tell Mr. Mister he helped me through that show because I was there to be like, yeah, I'm good. I've done talk. I'm like talking into the abyss, and Jeff was great too because Jeff was throwing out comments that I could speak to. So it was tough. But how are you this week? How's your week been?
Our week has been good. No complaints here on my end. So yeah, last week your boy had to be sat down. You know what I'm saying? You run around doing a little too much. So my body was like, time out right now. So definitely want to stress, gotta take care of your health. Health is wealth. Make sure you do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But since then,
Mm-hmm.
we've been good though. We've been up on the move. Let's see. School back tomorrow for the kids. Kids got first day of school tomorrow. Ain't that crazy?
What?
Yeah.
August the 1st?
August 1st. It's first day of school for them. They back. And let's see what else.
That make no sense.
I know, right? So
On a Friday?
on a Friday. I mean, it's probably gonna be just how to get to your classrooms, get into your locker. But I have a teenager and I have they're both in middle school, so that's a plus. But one's a teenager, so that's pretty cool. And guess what? Sports is back. So my son's back in soccer. So I'm coming from
Love that.
I'm coming straight from practice. Today was an easy day because of this storm. So because of storm,
Mm-hmm.
no, they're like, all right, y'all, time to go. So practice was only 19 minutes. My son was happy.
Not 19 minutes. Not 19. That is insane to have the kids. So our kids go back to school the day after Labor Day in September. They finish like the last basically Thursday in June and they go back the Tuesday after Labor Day. I think it is insane, first of all, to have kids go back to school on a Friday because they could have pushed this bad boy to next Monday. But to have them start on a Friday, like, no, thank you. I'm going to pass. But happy new school year to all the kids going back to school and happy getting them out of the house to all the parents sending their kids back to school.
Yep,
You enjoy.
yep, all that.
Well, this weekend for me ain't gonna be nothing to do with that. This weekend, for those of you who are familiar with Canada, Toronto in specific, it is Caravana weekend. For
Yeah,
those of you who call it Carnival or the Caribbean Festival. So I will be out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all weekend. We're out in these streets. I am actually going to try to record some so I can play it on the show and show people what it's about and maybe add it to next Thursday's show and put it on some of like some shorts. But it is Caravana weekend. It is going to be amazing. This is the largest Caribbean festival outside of the Caribbean. We get like millions of people actually flying, driving, whatever they need into the city. So it's going to be amazing. And thank you, Jeff and Mr. Mister. I was telling twins, I don't know if you've heard, that both of you kept me together last week. It was amazing to have both of you here to support me as I was going through this show alone. So thank you for helping me through, Mr. Mister, for coming on, and Jeff for giving me prompts that I could speak to. I was able to get some really good clips that I was able to share on Instagram because of you two gentlemen. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
And also too, it's the first night of football, fellas. We got our football back all the way into February. Yes, it's going down. Anyway, I'm done. Okay, I'm done.
I mean, we talk a little bit about the drama surrounding football?
What you
How how Uncle Shannon Sharp got fired from ESPN. Can we talk? Can we talk a little bit? Can
if
we talk
that
a
makes
little?
you if that makes you happy, go ahead, love. Go ahead, get it out your system now.
Here was no. Here was my thing. Here is actually what I thought happened. I thought that Shannon Sharp wanted to settle this lawsuit with this young lady in an attempt to get himself back in the good graces of ESPN so he could be back on TV today. That was the thinking. ESPN said settle it up, and he settled it up. Apparently, a little birdie told one of my favorite lawyers that it was in the 20 million range is what this he retired this butterface girl for 20 this butterface girl for $20 million. But instead, ESPN said no, you're out, and it likely wasn't ESPN, it was Disney. So what people have to remember, just like anything else, when you are in these positions, and if you have a son, a nephew, a grandson who you think is going to make it to the league in any sport, you need to sit that young man down and have some real conversations with these young men because even in the new deals that the university students are getting, there are morality clauses in them. Say it with me, everybody. Morality clauses. And therefore, you can't be doing anything scandalous that will associate you with your brand because you know what? People don't want to advertise when there are people on air who's accused of raping a barely adult young lady. So sorry, Uncle Shannon, that you lost your job. However, maybe it will make you think twice about some of the things that you do. And that's it. That's all I got to say. The end. And you are right, Mr. Mister. She sued super high, so she retired. She literally put out an announcement that she was retiring from OnlyFans. Ugh, as I digress. But we move on. That is it. That is all I have to say. God bless them. But yes, football season is back. I want to go to a tailgate. I have a thing. Have you tailgated, twins? I like a Falcons. Like, have you tailgate? Like, I want to tailgate.
I tailgate before. I tailgate with the best team in the world, the Pittsburgh Steelers. So
The Steelers. I know.
you know,
I was
you know,
thinking right out of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah.
did it back home too. We did it in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm from originally. So yeah, we tailgated. Good food, good people. The game before the game. It's the pregame. You
I
know,
love that.
you just gotta be
I
there.
gotta. I want to be there. We
Hmm.
don't really have that because we have CFL, not NFL. And I'd
Uh,
love to go to a city near me and actually do a tailgate. So I'm just putting that out into the universe. Any of you who have young grandfathers, young uncles, or looking for a little sweet young thing they want to tailgate with, get your girl up. But I got to put this up because Mr. You are so right. So for those who do not know, um, Uncle Shannon Sharp made 22 million in his NFL career. 22 million in his NFL career, and this young lady got 20 million for, as Mr. so politely put it, here we go. You can read. Uh, so that is insane. But whatever. We're gonna get into it. Tonight's show will be an interesting one, gentlemen. I know you always participate, and I'd love to hear your participation, especially Jeff, because you bring a different spin um, to the show. So there was a clip going around, which I will share. I've edited it down a little bit just to get to the meat and potatoes of the clip. But there was a clip going around talking about whether people need to reconsider what they're looking for in a relationship. And for those of you who are online dating, you now know that on some of these online dating, there is an option for something called ethical non monogamy. I'm going to say it again, ethical non monogamy. So you actually have an option to choose that you're ethically non monogamous. So most of us understand that monogamy means you and your partner are together and you're only with each other. There are now no outside people. Now, ethical non monogamy means that you're in a relationship, but you're open and honest with your partner and you're essentially opening up your relationship to other people. So it isn't. I guess it's the same as an open relationship in some ways. You stay together, you still have your life together, but the man and the woman or one or the other is allowed to go out and engage in full on other relationships with other people, which is different than polygamy, which means that generally in polygamy, and I think it's been a little bit different over the years, generally in the new age polygamy or throuple, these people are all in a relationship together. But in ethical non monogamy, you're having separate relationships outside of your main relationship. We all on board?
Yeah, got the crash course. Got it.
Okay, I know a little too much. So it is a whole, I saw your face. So it is a whole new world out there. Anyways, I'm giving this background to say there was a clip that was on tonight's conversation where a woman put it very bluntly and was saying, well, you know what? I won't even speak for her. I'm actually going to play the clip and I want to hear what you have to say. Here we go.
You said 65% are on the lower vibration. They are. So that means what? There's 35% of good men. So why aren't we sharing men? Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring it there. When are black women gonna recognize that if we want a good man, we might have to share a good man? We have so many kids out here where we have a one man, he got 3 baby mamas, and he's still dealing with all 3 of them, and they all mad at each other. There's all this hostility, and instead of just coming together and saying, hey, we all dealing with the same man. Let's just come together and work with it. A lot of women will act like they're not open to it, but then they'll deal with a married man. A lot of women will act like they're not open to it, and it's true.
Talk your
He said, talk your ish. I would love to hear your thoughts.
Okay. All right. All right. I remember this video clip now. All right. So, okay, what am I speaking to?
All of it. All of what she said. All of it.
Women having to share men. I mean, it's a preference, it's a type, but unintentionally, people are already doing it, regardless how you want to put it in a frame, right? So, for example, let's say me and you are become an item. We're serious, right? You still have communications and talks with your ex-boyfriend or ex-father of your child, right? And he still sees his daughter. That's
all the time.
All the time. That's not going to change.
Ever.
I still talk and interact with my ex-wife.
Correct.
So unintentionally, we're already doing this sharing right now. Even though I'm not intimate with her and you're not intimate with him, we're still having that cross communication with. So we're technically sharing each other in a sense, right? I mean, I don't care how you chop it up. We're still sharing each other's time. I'm still communicating and having that. So you may look at it as, oh, I'm only sharing when it's sexual. I mean, we get that part, but as a whole, my energy's still going towards her. your energy still going towards him. So in that sense, we are sharing each other unintentionally, right? Now, could be digging, might be a little getting too deep with it, but it's a fact. So, but as far as a relationship type, no. I mean, that's just life. Life happens, and I would never tell a woman to cut her child's dad out because I'm in the picture now. That's history that y'all had before I was there in the first place. It's all about how we move forward in our relationship. How are me or you working together as one? Forget that the ex partners we had are we going to be united as one to move forward in our own relationship, regardless of our past. That's how I kind of look at it. So yes, we have had past and we have partners and maybe still attached to them in a certain sense. But if they're not really involved in the daily life that we do, it doesn't matter to me. So I'll land there for at the moment.
I love. What about the thoughts where she said women are out there already sleeping with married and involved men? So this idea that you don't want to share a man when sis, not even unintentionally, you're intentionally sharing a man, or a woman who goes out and becomes baby mama number 4, 5, 6, or 7 for a man who's already shown that he's like just starting families and not clearly being a part of them. Why should the kids struggle? Why not? Since y'all have already shared him, go into one house and commune.
It's because people are selfish. People, ladies that are selfish. They believe that they could change the guy, or he chose me, or XYZ. I don't know how the logic is there, because at the end of the day, it's usually the same dude that has multiple kids with multiple women.
That is correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not here trying to mess with the same girl that my boys mess with. That's something that I can't do. I'm a little selfish. I like to have someone that everyone didn't have. Just me personally. But I mean, yeah, people are doing it right now. So yeah, I mean, females though we talking to a dude, but then still talking to a guy who's either married. So yeah, it happens. I'm
Mm.
not saying it's right. Life happens. But I don't know. I don't know how to go ahead and answer this, but yeah, it's happening. It
So,
falls on.
so Mr. actually made a good point, and I was actually having a conversation with someone, and I said this exact thing a couple of nights ago. Women don't want a man that basically no other woman wants. We just don't. We don't want a man that nobody else wants. And this is why, if you try the experiment of going to a bar with a wedding ring on and sitting at that bar, you will see. Put your hand out that has your wedding ring on, the fake one, and you would be surprised how many women will actually speak to you at the bar, and potentially how many numbers you will get. I don't know for a glutton for punishment, but psychologically, it says that this is a man who can commit even if that commitment is not to you. Believe it or not, they've actually done studies. Again, I think most of you know my degrees in psychology. Now, I call this show Struggle, Settle, or Share for a reason. So, if the complaint from us as women is that of all the men in the world, there are only a certain percentage that are good. So we strip out the ones that are homosexual. We strip out the ones with criminal records. We strip out the ones that are not educated. We strip out the ones with the multiple children's mothers. We start stripping it down, right? Um, and we get to a certain percentage that are these good, valuable men that they want. Now, as we all know, if you are now part of this, for lack of a better percentage, I'm going to say the 20%, because this is what we hear all the time. If you're now part of this 20%, you can choose and refuse, which means that a lot of us are going to get left behind. A lot of us are not going to be the first, second, or even third choice. Some women are going to be the fourth or the fifth or as you like to call them, the midnight monsters. They're just not, they're going to get left behind. So if women have the option to struggle by themselves, settle for a man they really don't want, or share the man they do want, what is the better option? I don't actually have an answer to that question. What I will always say is we got to be honest with ourselves. Like this is that kind of keep it real moment. Ladies, if you want the 6'5" chiseled man who's university educated, who's making over six figures, maybe even closer to seven figures, who's got himself together, who's driving the nice car, who looks good, smells good, and when he walks in a room, women just stop, you may have to share him.
No, you will. Not may, you will. Hold on. Yeah, you will. That's not a choice because he has options. And there's nothing you can say or do that's gonna like, well, I'm different.
I'm different.
There's no. There's nothing you can say or do with someone's in that top category you just explained. They worked hard to put themselves in the driving seat. So, fellas, this is what we say: don't chase the girl, chase the bag. Chase the best version of yourself till you get to this top part of your dating or whatever you want to call it. Once you get into that category, you are now in the driver's seat. And at this point now, the world's your oyster. So yeah, that way.
I'm not even going to read it. You guys can read it yourself. Mr. Mister is speaking some facts today. So I think, she was very aggressive with her point, the young lady, and you heard the oohs and the ahs in the audience. But again, the reality is many women are already knowingly or unknowingly sharing a man. And many are actually knowingly sharing a man. Knowingly. A lot of women are knowingly. There would be no side chick conversations. There would be no whatever, like mistresses. There would be none of that. Again, if women did not knowingly go in, and let's be clear, it's never the undesirable, whatever you consider undesirable. It's never the undesirable man who gets the option of just going out and sharing. Let's just call it like cheating is not a poor man's game. I've said this many a time. Cheating is not a poor man's game. It might be an unattractive man's game, it might even be a fat man's game, but it's definitely not a poor man's game at all. If you're poor and you're cheating, go get a job because, like, what are we talking about? Like, you've got other things to worry about. But it's not a poor man's game. So generally, men of means have options, and I think as women, especially some of us who may get left behind, should we start reconsidering how we view being in a relationship? Is a half of a man better than no man?
Well, you have to explain. What do you think? Yeah, that's on you now.
I'm gonna say this. And I think most people know. Again, I started off season 8 being very vulnerable with everybody and saying that my biggest fear is dying alone. That is my biggest fear in life. Is that I have mismanaged my patty woo-ha, and the mismanagement of my patty woo-ha leaves me having to train a Doberman Pinscher to take care of me because I'm not having none of these Gen Z kids take care of me because they ain't bright. So that's my biggest fear. And if left to the idea that a man proposes to me that, hey, I think you're great. You are amazing. And had I met you maybe 15 years ago, you could have been my number one. But I'm married and I'd love for you to be whatever he proposes. I ain't gonna lie, I might consider it. Because again, I wouldn't be doing that for a poor man. I can be poor or short or fat. Um, so if that man is my type and he comes to me with that proposal, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, gentlemen. I may consider it. Will I do it? I don't know. Would I consider it? I would be lying and say that for me, sharing a man is worse than being alone. For me, being alone is worse. And so I would, depending on the man and depending how it's proposed, and for me, it would be the whole idea of ethical non monogamy. I could not be his mistress. That I couldn't be. I couldn't be the mistress or the side chick or the whatever. It would need to be something where I need to find out how much of this is your wife going to know? Because, like I said, this is a rich man's game. So, how much is your wife, your significant other, whatever the situation is? What is that going to know? Because I'm not trying to call the backbone. I'm not trying to do whatever. So, I might consider an ethical non-monogamy, open relationship concept with somebody else's husband. I'd be like, scoot over, girl. We need to get that California king bed because we can all do this together. It sucks out here. I want to be alone. I consider it. I don't want to struggle, and I don't want to settle. So if the three options for me are struggle, settle, and if I come on here with a certain type of man or send you a picture of a certain type of man, you'll be like, she has settled because you know exactly what my type is. So if he is less than my type, I am over here just saying I give up. So if my ideal man walks in, I'm gonna share. I'm just gonna keep it real. I am going to share.
Okay, understandable. I mean, it's hard in the streets. It's hard out here in these streets for y'all ladies in this day, and the slim pickings are just the limited pickings. So I don't know what to tell you, but okay.
Here's the thing: the pickings aren't limited. We limit our pickings, and I think I'm going to speak for Toshiba Monique, right? Like my my pickings are limited because I have all of these different things that I like, that I want, that I desire, that I'm attracted to, that move me. And so, therefore, like, do I think that dating world is my oyster? It absolutely is. I'm on dating apps. I know the attention that I get. I know how men try to get my attention from 5'5" to 7 feet tall, right? Like if I were to give you the login information to my Facebook dating, you would see, right? Like the dating world is my oyster. However, if you see how I filter my dating options, I have eliminated a large percentage of men who would be interested in me because I want them over 6 feet. So that's already the first thing. What is it? I don't know how much a percentage of the world is actually over 6 feet. Not a lot. But because I'm accustomed to dating, that's what I want. My daughter's father is 6'7". My ex-husband was 6'5". My ex-fiance was 6'9". The one before that was 6'3". I've dated tall men my entire life. My first boyfriend at 16 was 6'5" and played basketball. Like this is what I'm accustomed to. That's what I like. That's what I want. Which means that a large percentage of the male population is off my list. If I were to open up my list, I'd probably be married right now, remarried.
That quick, huh?
I'd be remarried by now. If I dated men who were like 5'9", 5'10", I would be remarried by now. But I've limited, and I'm being honest, and people can come for me, but that's fine. But I'm being honest. It isn't that the dating pool is limited because I think there are fabulous men out there that may just not have the things that I feel that I need, want, and desire to lay down at night with. I think there's some great men out there, some great men who are thriving in their careers and doing really well. But because of my own limits, I have in turn limited my dating pool. And I think if a lot of women really stop and said, and good for you ladies who can date the short kings, like literally hats off to you. I give it to you. I don't have it within me. I tried and I could not. It just, every time a tall man, like, look, I just went like this. It was like this little man didn't exist beside me. And it's awful. I would never want anybody to feel that way with me. And so I just avoid it altogether. But the reality is, if as women we actually opened up our dating pool, a lot of us would be in relationships, but we limit our own. So I hate the idea that we say, well, there's pee in the pool. No, it's just that the pool that you want to swim in is diluted because the rest of us women are in that same pool.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's okay. Listen, Mister, I don't. This body count conversation don't even matter to me. My body count is what my body count is. Ain't got nothing to do about it. But I did name my baby daddy, my ex husband, two ex fiancés, and my first boyfriend. So you got five. you you at least have five. So we're gonna we're gonna run with that. Or as I like to tell my daughter's father, at the end of the day, he's the only one that can actually have verifiable proof that I slept with him because he's got literally a child walking around that looks exactly like him. But for the purpose of this, we'll go with five. Five is a good number. Anywho, but that's the reality. So I think as women, if we are all wanting to dive into the pool, okay, the limited man pool, we need to consider what our options are.
How y'all diving in? Y'all diving in head first, toes first. How y'all doing it?
Ooh, some of us are doing the most. Some of us are doing the absolute most. Some of us are doing the most.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, this will happen when you're on social media and you think you have more options than you really know.
And we don't.
You know, before back in the day, there was no social media. You had to really not say you had to settle, but you was only had the options to your local demographic. Now you can travel to state and XYZ. So that's why the pickings is now getting hard for you. Because of course, the cute ladies, the ones who've built nice, look good, all that XYZ, oh, they get flown all over the place to be seen versus the midnight monsters or the average ones at best,
Midnight Monsters is
you
hilarious.
know. So I mean, I think people are letting social media dictate. Everybody want to have the guy who's the most coolest, the swaggest, the XYZ. No one is taking the time to build in relationship. Everybody wants the finished product. Everybody want the guy who's ready. Like I said, microwave relationship. People want the now. There's a lot of good dudes out there who maybe have the height and everything else that you want. They just ain't got the career where they want to be because they're still working towards it. Let's get back to the, build somebody. You know what I'm saying?
In your 20s, at 40 something, like let's have, and I think this is what, like, these are conversations that, again, I'm hoping with us being back on Instagram, we will have more of the input. Do you, I'm going to give you an example
Okay.
and tell me if this is a bit of an equivalent. You're dating a 40-year-old woman. Do you want to teach her everything she needs to know to please you in the bedroom at 40? Do you want to teach her how to suck D? Do you want to teach her about Kegels that you might not even know in? Do you want to teach her how to ride D? Do you want to teach her how to take an archer back and take a back shot? Do you want to teach this 40-year-old woman everything she needs to know about sex?
That's kind of like a trick question in a sense. I mean, if the relationship is basically about all sex, then no. But if the relationship is more than just sex with the sex as a caviar to it, then I want something of her that I might be able to teach her or something we can experience together. Like I get it. Everybody live their lives, but I mean, if at 40 plus, if you're a woman who's 40 plus years old and you've never been married and you gave out the best benefits of you to random dudes, then that's your fault. If you did everything with some dude that don't even care about you, and then you finally come across a guy who want to be attention with you and maybe want to be make you his wife, but there's nothing in the bedroom he can do with you because you did it with everyone else. That's where you fucked up at.
No, she doesn't. She just doesn't. She's a good woman. She's a good woman, twin. She's a good woman. But she'll cook for you. She'll do everything. But she is not. Her sex game is non-existent.
Well, I mean,
You need to
that-
teach
that-
her.
okay,
So you got to build her up sexually. That's what I'm saying. Because you're saying we should build, like, it's the opposite, right? A woman, I get with some 40-year-old man and I'm supposed to help him build. Are you okay with getting with a 40-year-old woman that you have to help build? And I'm just going to one part right now, and that's sexually.
um,
She doesn't know, she doesn't know anything, and so
I
she's
mean,
had sex before. She's not virgin, but she just don't know it. She's
I'm
biting you. She's doing all the wrong things.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a unicorn. Like at this day and age, to find a woman like that, she's a unicorn. It is.
Just follow me where I'm going. Follow my path.
Because every woman at this, I'm not saying all women. I mean, I have met a lady. I have met one woman who's around the same age in the late 40s who just haven't experienced like maybe have done the oral thing a lot. You know what I mean? But she's open to it. She just want to be open to the right person that she want to be with, which is cool. Because that means everything that I, may like, I could walk her through what I like, and then I know it's initial first for her, but I know it's something I'll always have from her that's mine or XYZ, right? But that's still a unicorn. That's still a unicorn. It's a unicorn. I'm sorry. That's the meet a woman now in her late 40s who's pretty much a virgin or whatever whatnot. That's a unicorn.
She's not a virgin. She's just bad at sex,
I
and
get
you
it.
got to teach her.
Yeah, but that's
She's
still
bad at it. She sucks. She's not good.
it ain't too many of those. And if it is, it's the ones who are. It ain't the cute ones. I'll say that. I'll just say that it ain't the cute ones. Because if you're fine, you're gonna be ran through by the time you get to this good great 40-year-old. Like it's called what it is. Like man, we are visual creatures. If you have a big ass, nice body, cute, pretty, all that, oh you've been fucked. Let's all right. Let's not play this game. So are we talking about these? Unless you're talking about a Christian woman who's been in church her whole life and never been at the okay, that's still a unicorn.
There are women who got into relationships early, married early. Those still exist from back in our day, got married early, spent most of their years with, maybe they had their first boyfriend and they met their college boyfriend and they've been married and now they're divorced. And so all of their experience is with this, two men and really one man. And so she's been having sex. She's not great at it, and she's not to your liking. At the very least, she might have been to her husband's liking, but you ain't her husband. You're a new man. You're not following me here on this, and that's fine. But my point is the same way most men are not interested in potentially investing into a woman who is never going to potentially please them sexually. Like you might give her all the tips and tricks, but you can't tell her how to pull her teeth back and all of those things unless you can take them teeth directly out of her mouth. The teeth are gonna teeth sometimes. And so how long are you going to give her in that relationship? and not get satisfied in that way. Because we can all play this game if we want, but at the end of the day, he could be a good man, Savannah. But if that good man can't throw it down, or that good, great woman can't give you what you want, you desire that. We are carnal beings. Like, I hate when people try to act that we're not. We're very carnal beings. We want that. And when you are with that person that you love and you care and you desire, and then at night you're going to bed unsatisfied, that's going to wreak havoc on your relationship. It's the same. If a woman feels that she's going to, because I have met women that have put into men, who have invested into men, who've helped them start businesses, who have done all these things. And even after years, that the ideals that they had for this man, it never materializes. They go to bed no longer desiring that man. So that's why I'm saying at a big age, we are not going to be building a person in any way. Come built, come healed, come all of that. And again, going back to struggle, settle, or share, if you have to struggle with a man who you have to build, or settle for a man you have to build, you just say forget it and share the man who's already built with some other women. And Jeff Shore says it ain't the cute ones. That was funny, Jeff. Twins was not going along with me.
I'll just do this. I mean, and Jeff does the point. It ain't all the cute ones. I agree. But what I'm saying is this: for the woman who wants a certain type of guy, she'll do whatever she wants for the guy that she wants.
I mean, correct. We said that before. I said that we do whatever we want for the men that we want.
I mean, it just depends. It just really depends on the guy who you're talking to and what he wants. That's all I can really say at this point. You know, I mean, sex is everything. It's I mean, we know what we need.
It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things.
It's a lot of things, but are you trying to be with someone just sexually, or are you looking for a partner? Because some things got to compromise somewhere. Now that's where the maturity really kicks in. If you just want to have sex, then get into sex work. Okay, but then do that. But if you want the sex, but you still want something that's meaningful, then you have to work towards it. What are we talking?
Do you really want to let's play this game of yours? Is that what we're truly willing to sacrifice? Because I'm gonna tell you, hail to the nah, 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 nah. Because contrary to popular demand, like popular belief, not all black men are packing. Or maybe I just been unfortunate. Okay, not all black men are packing. And I will tell you, when you have limp, mediocre peen, that is not something you want to sign up for the rest of your life. And I don't care how much money they have and how much money they spend on you. You don't want it. You don't want it. You don't need it. You don't, because sex is pleasurable. Sex will take your mind off of things. Sex will make you happy. Sex will make you a lot of things. And do you really want to spend 40 years? Let's say we have 40 more years and we are blessed with 40 more years on this earth. Is the sex the thing you want to sacrifice, Mr. Twin?
But let's be real. Who is not having sex before they get married now? Like we're not doing the Bible ways. We're not dating XYZ. Like no one's doing that now. So let's dismiss that part. So
no, but you're saying you're gonna have to sacrifice some things. So I'm saying if we need to compromise, what are you willing to compromise?
It's not about sacrifice, because most of the women out here now who have kids and weren't married was having all the great sex so they wanted. Let's call it what it is. That's why there's so many crazy baby moms out there right now, because there's with the dude, he wouldn't give him a ring, but he gave her that back shot and whatever he was doing. Like most baby D's put down good D. Let's talk about it. If we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. Majority of the baby D's out there got good D. They got good D. Salute to y'all. That's what they good at. They can't get a good job, but they can slang that D to make sure they got something to lay at night. They get that D, they have you and all your girls fighting against each other. So salute to them. Whatever D-tongue, whatever they got going on, they laying it down. It's a fact. And I'm not mad at them because if their sex game went trash, they wouldn't have 3 or 4 baby mamas. It is what it is. So let's not play this game like I don't know what good sex look like. You don't want the good dude who got the average sex but got the money and everything else. You want your shit. You want to be freaked out. Okay, well, this is what happens when you go with the freaked out dude. You got a freak. You've been freaked out, but now you ain't got no stable home. He ain't got a stable car. You know what I mean? And at night you suck. He wake up, I'm making some eggs and bacon, and he back on the street doing the thing. So let's call it what it is. So let's not play this game like y'all don't know what good D looks like versus average D.
We know. We absolutely know. I'm not saying we don't know, but you were talking about sacrifices need to be made.
D, man, big shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is what it is. Big shout out to y'all. Y'all know what y'all doing.
I definitely don't want no double peeing, but I don't want no double peeing. But I'm also not going to
so the question
settle
is,
for mediocre peeing.
I said it's about you settling. It ain't that. It's y'all. Y'all gotta figure out what y'all want. Do you want the dude who got 5 different baby mamas, or you want the dude who kind of average, somebody you got to mold? I'm just saying. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
I'm a share. You know I do not lie on this show. If you are giving me those options, and my other option is to share that man, I'm a share. I am no. And we keep it real over here. Maybe sometimes I keep it a little bit too real. But I think again to that young lady's point, the moment you are baby mama number 2, you're already sharing. Let's not get to baby mama 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 or more. You're sharing on top of sharing. So there are not many men, despite popular belief, that lie about their children, right? There are not many men, if asked, do you have kids, that generally say no, I don't have any kids, if they have kids. And so when I ask a man, do you have kids? These are my questions. Do you have kids? And what are the ages of those children? And if you have more than one child, are they with the same mom or a different mom? I ask that very much upfront. That is information that is pertinent to me because they inform my decision of whether I need to move forward with you or I do not. And so it is not often when you become baby mama 2, 3, 4, or more that you were not aware that they were previous children and clearly previous mother or mothers of those children. And so when you lay with that man and you have him sweat on top of you until he does what he does, when you get pregnant, you had already signed up to share that man because you have to share him because you know what it's like. You are going through this a little bit right now. Until your children are at a certain age where you can cut your ex-wife out and only deal with the children, where they can tell you everything that's going on in their life, what they need, they want, you have to communicate with your ex-wife. She's going to tell you what's going on in school, if something's going on at the doctor, the field trip, or whatever you guys need to know. You guys must communicate. So now, as a woman, you have got a man who's communicating with 3 different women because he's got 3 kids with these women. Got to always be talking to these women because these kids are not at the age where they can say, Dad, I'm going to drive over to you, or whatever the case is. Maybe when they're 17, 18, that changes. But if you're dating these men and they got young kids, there's always communication with the mother or mothers of the children. So you have already walked into a situation where you have said, despite this, that's going to be my man. That's my man and I want him. You're sharing. I don't like to date men with multiple children's mother. I've experienced it, don't like it, don't want it. If I am going to do it, these children are older. Why? Because of exactly what I just explained. The men no longer have to continually, all the time when they pick up the phone, they're not calling the child's mother, they're calling their adult child. There is no middle person between the communication. That is not a life that I want. I don't want it, don't need it, and I won't date a man with more than two children's mother, with even with older children. I have set those boundaries within myself. But if you as a woman decide to lay down, open your leg, and a man tells you he's got a 7 year old, a 5 year old, a 3 year old, and 2 year old twins with different women, you have signed up to share that man. Mr. and Mrs. says, I don't know about anyone else, but it really annoys me that we know the truth, but modern women keep trying to convince us it's a lie. It ain't the first time we've heard, I'm not that kind of girl.
Facts.
When you say in terms of like not that kind of girl, like a woman says she's not the kind of girl to do X, whatever X is, you guys are gonna have to fill me in.
Yeah, like they'll say like, "Oh, I don't do those type of things," but we all know those lies. We know by the time you get to this good age of 40, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 43, so I'm speaking to the 43 crowd and up, whatever. By the time I talk to you and we had this conversation and tell me you didn't do, you done already. We're not gonna, we're not, gonna, we're grown.
Mhm.
And you know what? The famous and the wise Mr. Chris Brown taught us a long time ago. These hoes ain't
These
loyal.
folks ain't loyal.
Yeah, so we know, and know us as guys, we hoes too, so we fall in that same category. So the host is the guys and girls, not just the girls only, because guys we just as grimy as well. So we take ownership too.
Just as
Yeah.
right.
So therefore, so when we know the stuff that you don't do, we did it because what's part of the guys you was doing it with. That's how we know y'all hoes ain't loyal, and we know we ain't loyal neither.
I'm done with you.
So let's so
That was
not,
very
let's
funny.
not get to this late 40-plus-year-old talking about I have never done this in my life. No, I'm not that type of girl. I'm not that type of girl. Man, shut the fuck up. Let's be real. Especially you had kids run out. If you got a sperm, if you got a little sperm running around, which is a big sperm adult now, you know what let's not play these games.
Ah, ah.
Using a
You know,
young
I
all
started
right,
using that. You
you
got
know,
your sperm
I
on
get it.
stuff.
Experience, we don't know. We grown now. When I talk to a year old woman and she talking all bullshit, I'm looking at you, I'm looking down your face. I don't know who you talking to. You must think I'm Boo Boo the Clown. No.
I got. I just gonna. I'm gonna leave that one up there. And before we wrap up and come to an end, Mr. Jeff, if you're still with us, get your dating and marriage tips ready because we're back with that. If you were in a situation where you were dating multiple women and you just could not decide between these two excellent women, would you ever be in a position where you would consider either a triple polygamy, ethical non monogamy? So essentially, you got multiple partners.
Yeah. Forget the term part for all the
Yeah,
terms. Use that
you
term.
got multiple
If I
multiple
had
people you're
two
with.
great women, if those two great women love other women, meaning that I would like for them to see if they mesh well together. And if them two can mesh together, we can have a great, nice, big, awesome family. And it don't gotta be crazy. We can get one big old house, just two master suites. You know what I'm saying? It don't gotta be nothing. We all no. No, we can have just one big house, one to two separate bedrooms, or one, how we work it out, and just do the damn thing. Ideally. But we know you women are entitled and you don't like to share some. This could be, you know what I mean? But it's only a small. If there is a woman that I like that, it's very now that's a unicorn. That's a unicorn right there to find a woman who can play her part and everybody get along with each other. So it would be ideal. But it's them things just don't happen. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to find a type of woman that like another woman, and then we like the same guy, and then we all commit together, and we're gonna do the same thing, stack our money up, build a family up, enjoy life. No, it's TV. I'm done.
Mr. Mrs. Personally, I don't want to do that because I'm not good at multitasking. Um, you'd be surprised how many women were actually down for that situation if the situation was right. We talk a good game, but you would be surprised. You
It,
would
the thing is, it
be
just have to
surprised.
be. It just be that the two women will have to really be. They have to really like each other, not just to entertain each other. Because
No, I
she,
get it.
for me, I want them to be like, oh, I'm loving her. You know what I mean? That y'all loving each other, and then me, I'm just the caviar to it. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I get it. You're preaching to the choir. I mean, I was recruiting, so I
I'm
was
just
I
out
was the recruiter in my last relationship. Whatever. But we digress. I see Mr. already has his dating tip up, and thank you so much. And again, Jeff, if you're still in the chat, I would love your marriage tip. But anyway, to wrap up and summarize this conversation, again, ladies, you may have to rethink your dating, your relationship, your marriage strategy. If it comes down to struggle settling or sharing, what is it that you really want? I've already been open with if my ideal man comes and I'm just out here in these lonely seas, I would consider and likely would share. I will share a good man, Savannah. That man's a good man, Savannah. I might have to get somebody's good man, Savannah. So that is that. That is it. Y'all are saying that there are no good men out there. Well, you might need to snuggle up to somebody else's good man. But I digress. I'm not saying cheat. That is not what I'm saying. I was very clear in terms of I would need to make sure that this is on the up and up. That's a little bit different. And again, a lot of you, when you decide to come the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh day mama, you already signed up to share. So let's not go on your high horse now and say you're too good for it. You are already sharing that man. But I digress. So we are going to go into the dating tips, and while we think of ours, I am going to actually put Mr. Mister's up so we can read it. Mr. Miss actually has two dating tips, which is great because Twins and I can think of ours because I don't have one yet. So, Mr. Dating tip: a real man ain't gonna sit there and watch his woman struggle to pay bills. That right. Break up with her broke ass and go find you a woman with some money. I actually thought this was going somewhere else, but as usual, Mr. was Mr. Ring. Dating tip: recognize patterns early on and don't let her/him tell you it's anything different. Trust actions over word. Thank you. Preach amen to that. I was just again having this conversation like actions is a huge thing. And a lot of people are looking at words and not looking at the action. So I love that. My dating tip, I am going to steal a little bit from Mr. Use discernment. Use discernment. Um, a lot of us are out there dating without discernment, and we're falling for really nice words with no actions to back it up, or some actions with no follow through with the words. So, as women, we need to use discernment and take accountability for the choices that we're making in our dating life. And let's also stop mismanaging our vaginas because the mismanagement of our vaginas is going to keep some of us lonely and we will need to buy a dog and die alone. Twins, over to you.
dating tip to my fellas. Oh man. focus on your purpose. Number one, know what you want. Like, really be honest with yourself. Do you want somebody just for sex? If you do, get you a sex worker. Pay that person and send them on their merry way. If someone that's, you know what I mean, that you need to come home and clean, hire you a maid. I'm just saying, like, but what you need, find out what you really need. If you really need a partner, like, make sure those are things you really focus on. Like, just focus on your purpose. If you become the best version of yourself, meaning that the health, your wealth, your fitness, your look, make the money, it's pretty much you're in the driver's seat. You won't have to settle for these women who are looking to be saved. You can pick and choose who you want to save. Protect your excess. So it's really, fellas. We run. We get to run this table. We get when it comes to relationship. I don't care how big, small, short, or you are. You become the best version of yourself. You don't have to worry about selling because there's always be someone out there. If every woman got married to a guy right now, there is still extra women. Just remember that there's extra women everywhere. So you don't have to go with the same girl that everyone else wants. There's someone out there. Okay, I'm done.
Well, thank you, twins. Thank you to everybody that has joined. If you are just joining, please like, subscribe, and share. Watch the replay, recommend the show, and we are officially back simultaneously on Instagram and YouTube. So a big shout out to our Instagram followers. We are back live in full effect. And of course, a special place in my heart for all of my YouTube subscribers. We will be back next week, bigger and better. I am going to be sharing some behind the scenes of Caravana because I am going to be out in these streets in Toronto next week. Well, this weekend, starting tomorrow. So if you're watching the show and you're going to be in Toronto, hit me up, send me a message, DM me at Fuck Your Feelings the Show. Send me an email at fyftheshow@gmail.com. I love to meet up with you and say what's up. But other than that, have a good night. Like, subscribe, share. Bye.